father was a member of the U.S. Marine Corps but later worked for the electric utility KG&E, and that's when his parents decided to make the move from Kansas to Wichita with him and his three younger brothers. People saw Dennis as outwardly normal. He joined the Boy Scouts at a young age and participated in many church activities, but as he grew older, he loved to torture animals, and while still in grade school, he said he developed fantasies about bondage, control, and torture. And as he became sexual, he dreamt of tying girls up and having his way with them. He also had sexual fetishes of stealing women's underwear and wearing them. In the year 1966 to 1970, he was enrolled in the U.S. Air Force, and upon discharge, he moved to Park City, where he got a job at the meat department of Leaker's IGA supermarket, the same supermarket his mom worked for as a bookkeeper. By the next year, 1971, he married his wife Paula Ditt and had two children, a boy and a girl. He went to work for the ADT Security Services because around that same year is when he committed his first crime on January 15, 1974.
It started in the year 1974 when he killed 4 members of the Otero family after he broke into their home and realized that they could identify his face. His first victim was Joseph Otero, whom he strangled by placing a bag over his head, tightening ropes around his neck, and putting a cloth over the bag to make sure he didn't bite through. Next came Julie Otero, whom he strangled for the second time due to her attempts to escape the first time. Soon after hearing Mrs. Otero's pleas to save her youngest son, he strangled Joseph Otero Jr. the same way as his father. When he went back to find Josephine Otero woken up again, he decided to take her to the basement and hang her, only to have sexual fantasies over her, which led to semen being found in the crime scene. After cleaning up, Rader took Mr. Otero's watch and a radio, leaving the crime scene to be found by Charlie Otero, their 15-year-old son. A few months after killing the Otero family, Rader moved on to Catherine Bright, whom he killed by camping out in her house and strangling her and Kevin Bright. After many failed attempts, he wound up stabbing her in the back and torso 11 times. Though her brother, Kevin Bright, was able to escape by playing dead and running off down the street, while Rader stabbed his sister. 2 years later, Rader followed a little boy into a residence in which he found Shirley Vion, to which he expressed his sexual fantasies to, which led to her tying her up to a bed with a rope around her neck and a bag over her head, while her kids stayed in the bathroom with the bed propped up against the door. With his next victim, Nancy Fox, Rader expressed his sexual fantasies to her and then proceeded to handcuff her and tie her feet together while she was on the bed. He then strangled her with a belt and got on top of her, only to take off the belt, handcuffs, and rope to replace them with pantyhose. And then he masturbated over her, cleaned his mess, took something of hers, and left the scene. When he got to Marine Hedge, he stayed in her room until morning when she discovered him and screamed, to which he responded by strangling her to death with his bare hands. He then stripped her, put her in a blanket, and took her to the church to take pictures of her body, and then went to find a place to hide her body. With Vicky Wegerly, he posed as a telephone repairman and completed his sexual fantasies, to which she put up a fight, so he strangled her with a nylon stocking, which didn't fully kill her until she was on her way to the hospital and paramedics were trying to revive her. He threw a concrete block at Dolores Davis's glass window, handcuffed her when she came out, speculated the area, tied her up, and eventually strangled her with pantyhose and then threw her off a bridge.